Tonight is the final Raw of the 12th season of Universe Mode. Hello everybody, and welcome to the final Raw of Season 12. Hello Isabel, I'm doing alright, how are you? Well, look who's our interim GM tonight. You're at camp, well have fun. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the interim general manager of Raw, William Regal. Oh, William Regal. Well, this is another blast from the past because William Regal. Remember when he used to be the general manager of Raw, Corey? I do, Bateman. Oh, hey, that was when he became King of the Ring winner. Regal, 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 Regal. Greetings, Monday Night Raw. You know, it feels strange to be here on Monday nights, standing in this ring. It almost feels like it was yesterday, when I used to be the general manager of this once great show. I was once the general manager of the flagship show at one point, and I remember it vividly. But as you all know me very well as my days as the general manager of NXT. Which unfortunately NXT has been run down by a power-hungry, egotistical bitch known as Kelly Kelly. But tonight is not about me, and it's not about NXT. Tonight, it's about all of you. Tonight, the final Raw of Season 12, we'll have 4 championship matches. We've got Jamie Hayter defending her Women's World Championship against the former champion, Asuka. Kenny Omega and Shinsuke Nakamura will defend their WWE Tag Team Championships against the Dream Team of Randy Orton and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Wow! Roxanne Perez will be defending her Netflix Championship against Simone. And finally, Kyle Fletcher will defend his United States Championship against the megastar LA Knight. Yeah. I hope you all enjoy this fantastic show that me and the rest of everybody in the back has put on for all of you. But I've got a huge breaking news for all of you. That the Raw General Manager Daniel Bryan will be making his return to Monday Night Raw on the first Raw of the 13th season. And there he will uh-oh. Well, here comes a very angry Scottish warrior. Regal, 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 Regal. Nobody cares about Daniel Bryan, okay? The only people that care about Daniel Bryan is his shitty wrestler of a wife. And maybe the last few of these idiots that still believe Daniel Bryan still has any kind of relevance left. You suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. I took out Roman Reigns, and I also took out Daniel Bryan. So Regal, I've got a demand for you. I want you to make a 5th championship match tonight. And that is me facing Ethan Page for the WWE Championship. I love you too, Isabel. Drew, your request is denied. You want to know why? Listen here, Sunshine. The reason I am requesting, I'm declining your request, is because Ethan Page will be defending this Saturday, in a fatal 4-way match against AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Roman isn't here. I took him out. Well, I've got some it's good news for these people, but bad news for you. Roman Reigns has told me, and he's told management, that he will be here. That he will be at Saturday night's main event. He has been cleared in time for Saturday night's main event, and he will be a part of that fatal 4-way. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, Regal. Give me my match. Oh, look out! Where the hell did Penta come from? Penta just sprung off the ropes and just took out Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre just stumbled to the outside of the ring. What the hell are you doing out here, huh? No. You know what, Drew? This gives me a great idea. You're in a fight mood tonight. Then later tonight, you will get the thrashing you rightfully deserve, as you will take on this man, Penta. Wow. Holy moly, that is huge. That is huge. Drew McIntyre will meet Penta later tonight here on Raw. Thank you very much for joining us for the final Raw of Season 12. I am Travis Bateman alongside Corey Graves, and looks like little Isabel has decided to come over here and join us. You know, I'm just curious, why the hell do you keep coming over here? What, I can't commentate? I understand your boyfriend's not here, but you can stay in the back and be with your friends. I just like being out here. I just like it out here, that's all. Well, it's time for our first match tonight here on Monday Night Raw. Here comes one half of the Women's World Tag Team Champions, who you and Blake Monroe won a title shot against. That's right. This opening match is set for one fall, making her way to the ring, being accompanied by Rhea Ripley. From Tokyo, Japan. She is one half of the Women's World Tag Team Champions, the self-proclaimed best women's wrestler on the planet, Io Sky. Well, Io Sky, well, Isabel, we know you and Blake Monroe want a shot at their titles, but you two got saved by Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. What was your reaction to Nikki Bella helping you? I was surprised. I will tell you that. I was very surprised. Because I know we never got along. You can look, but you can't touch. You keep dreaming on the stars above. And her opponent, being accompanied by Brie Bella, Nikki Bella. Yeah, we know you've never gotten along with the Bellas, but the Bellas came to your rescue, and Blake came to your rescue last week. Yeah, they did. Oh, Nikki Bella. Well, it was supposed to be Brie that was going to wrestle Io, but it was Nikki. But Nikki said that she wanted to step up and wrestle Io, and Brie happily allowed her sister to wrestle Io. Also, that bald guy with the beard told me to be out here. Oh, you mean Triple H? Yeah, him. He told me to come out here. And now Nikki Bella, very powerful. And Nikki Bella, a very powerful girl herself, with some backbreakers to Io Sky. And goes into the early pin and a kick out. Well, it's interesting because the Bella twins and you and Blake all want a shot at the tag titles. Well, me and Blake asked first, technically, so we should technically get the first shot. We technically wanted a shot first. I know we can beat them. Well, Isabel, you say that you're confident that you can beat them, but you did lose to Rhea Ripley last week. I know. But Blakey and I can still win. And now Io in control. Io in control of Nikki Bella, keeping her grounded. Nikki Bella is a very strong athlete. Is a strong girl and able to move, able to avoid the danger. Oh. And now top rope. Oh, look at that. And now Nikki comes off the top rope with a big splash on Io. Oh, almost. And now Nikki starting to build. And now Nikki starting to fight back a little bit. And now Nikki starting to fight back a little bit. And now look at this. And now a roll up. And now Io, the self-proclaimed best women's wrestler on the planet. She is the best women's wrestler on the planet. She backs it up every week, Bateman. She backs it up whenever she steps in the ring. And now look at this. And now a bow and arrow submission. Nikki Bella in a painful submission. Nikki. Brie Bella rallying her, getting the WWE Universe to rally for her sister, and gets free. Oh man, and a drop kick. And Nikki Bella gets out of the submission. Was looking to mount a comeback, but Io staying on top. Oh! And now Nikki, and now Nikki firing back. And now Nikki Bella mounting the comeback. Bella Buster on Io, hooks the leg for the win. Oh, so close. And now look at Rhea Ripley getting on the apron. Rhea Ripley getting on the apron, and now Brie Bella going after Oh, and now Brie Bella going after Io. Going after Rhea Ripley on the outside. Oh, man! Io was looking for that bullet train. And now a knee to the gut. Oh, and now Nikki kicks Io in the head. And now, oh, rack attack. Oh, that could be it. The rack attack 2.0 on Io. Oh, and Io just gets the shoulders up. Io just got that shoulder up. Io got the shoulder up just in time, and now Ripley taken out. And Ripley taking out Brie Bella. Taking Brie Bella out of the action. Oh, look at this. Rhea Ripley taking out Brie Bella, and Io with an overhead German. And now Io with an overhead German. And now Io sprints to the top rope, looking to end it. And there it is, the moonsault on Nikki. And Io Sky puts away the Fearless One. Here is your winner, Io Sky. And now Rhea Ripley got that the baseball bat. And now Rhea got the baseball bat, looking to do more damage to the Bella Twins. And now Isabel, wait a minute. And now Isabel's got the bat. And oh, and now she's using it on Rhea. And now Isabel's using the bat on Rhea. Isabel paying back the Bellas. And Isabel and Blake Monroe, how did Blake Monroe come from? And now Isabel and Blake Monroe fighting off the tag champs. Blake and Isabel paying the Bella Twins back from last week. And Rhea Ripley and Io fleeing. And the Women's World Tag Team Champions fleeing, as Isabel and Monroe paying back the Bella Twins here, because remember, the Bella Twins saved them. Nikki and Brie saved them, and so now they're returning the favor. Wait a minute. Well, here comes William Regal. Ladies, sorry to interrupt. You know, I just got a fantastic idea for the first SmackDown of the 13th season. On the first Monday Night Raw. On the first Raw of season 13, which is also the night that the WWE Draft will take place. Rhea, Io, you two claim you're the best women's tag team on the planet. And so that means you two will defend your championships against Isabel and Blake Monroe. What? And the Bella Twins in a triple threat. What? No! Whoa! Oh my God! William Regal has booked Rhea Ripley and Io Sky to defend their tag team titles against both Isabel and Blake and the Bella Twins in a triple threat for the tag team titles. Well, if Io and Rhea want to prove how great of a tag team they are and how they're the best tag team in the world, this is their chance to do it on the first Raw of season 12. What a huge of season 13, excuse me. What a huge first match that's been made official on the 13th season, the first Raw of season 13. Io and Rhea defend against Isabel and Blake and the Bella Twins. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time, LA Knight. LA Knight coming up. You're about to get your opportunity at the United States title. You said you've been wanting a rematch for a while, and tonight you're going to be getting it against Kyle Fletcher. Well, let me talk to you. Well, first of all, Jackie, let me talk to you, and let me tell you that Kyle Fletcher is a very talented young man. I have no shame in admitting that this kid, he's got talent. But if there's one thing that the Protostar doesn't have, and that is the charisma of LA Knight. Yeah! And tonight, I'm gonna drop him and once again become United States LA. Just want to let you know, doesn't matter if it's you or Kyle, Big Oba is coming for the belt. I'm sure you are, big man. The following contest is for the United States Championship. Introducing the challenger, LA Knight. Yeah. Well, remember last week Kyle Fletcher had a United States Open challenge and it was accepted by Obafemi. But then Kyle Fletcher basically said, you know what, I'm not defending my title anymore, all because he took on Big Oba. And that's why Obafemi has made it clear he wants to regain. He wants to get back into the hunt for the title. So LA Knight has a chance to become a 3-time United States champion here tonight against the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. And his opponent from Sydney, Australia, weighing in at 234 pounds, he is the United States champion, the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. Well, Kyle Fletcher making his way to the ring. The Protostar is here, and look at that title. Where it exactly where it needs to be. Kyle Fletcher is a real person. He wrestles in AEW. And here we go, Kyle Fletcher and LA Knight. Kyle Fletcher and LA Knight have enrolled in quite the bit of a rivalry ever since the United States Championship Tournament. Yeah, ever since the United States Championship Tournament finals at the Survivor Series, these two have had quite the rivalry. And now LA Knight and Kyle Fletcher. And maybe tonight, well, considering tonight is the final Raw of Season 12, who really knows what could happen? Maybe one of these guys get transferred, maybe one of these guys, ultimately gets drafted over to SmackDown. Don't say such nonsense, Bateman. Don't say such nonsense, Bateman. We don't want to lose any one of these guys. Oh. And look at this. And a crossbody by the Protostar. Great athleticism by the Protostar to retain his title with a kick out. Hello, Sean. You've only missed one match and one segment. Oh, and LA Knight now takes down Fletcher and a kick out. Kyle Fletcher looking to retain the United States title. Yeah, William Regal announced 4 huge championship matches. This is the first of the 4 huge title matches here tonight. Now, huge shoulder tackle on my break at work, so I figured I'd come into the stream. Well, nice of you to be here, I guess. And Kyle Fletcher now in control of the Megastar. For those who are just joining us, Io Sky defeated Nikki Bella in our opening match, and William Regal announced a huge match for the first Raw of Season 12, a triple threat match for the Women's World Tag Team titles, as Rhea and Io will defend against both Isabel and Blake Monroe and the Bella Twins for the titles. Oh, BFT! And there's the BFT to win the United States title, and Kyle Fletcher puts his hand on the rope. Kyle Fletcher, the Protostar, saving himself the last moment. Saving himself the last minute, and now roll up on Knight to try and try to retain the title. And now LA Knight. Starting to fire up. LA Knight was so close to winning the United States Championship for a 3rd time in his career. And the massive man Obafemi has made it clear that he doesn't care who wins between these two guys. He said he wants to be next in line. And and now Kyle Fletcher has LA Knight. And there's the Grimstone Kyle driver, and LA Knight kicks out. And there's the Grimstone Kyle driver. But Kyle Fletcher looking to finish the Megastar off, and a butterfly. And a butterfly pile driver, and now the Megastar is in big trouble. And there it is. Oh, and there's the brain buster tonight. Hooks the leg, and Kyle Fletcher remains the Protostar and United States champion. And Kyle Fletcher remains the champ. Here is your winner and still the United States champion, the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. That's right, the Protostar. Kyle Fletcher remains the United States champion. LA Knight coming up short again. A hell of a fight, but in the end, Kyle Fletcher is still the champ. Why do I have to keep blowing into this every few minutes? And we're back live on Monday Night Raw, and it's time for our second of 4 title matches. Here comes the first 4th generation superstar, Simone, also known as Ava. The following contest is for the Netflix Championship. Introducing the challenger from Miami, Florida, Simone. The former general manager of NXT and assistant on SmackDown, Ava, who has made the life of Roxanne Perez miserable. It actually looks like Ava, not a CC. Yeah, I know. Eyes up until they all fall down. Eyes up tonight. Eyes up tonight. And her opponent. She is the Netflix champion, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez and Ava, who have had a long-standing rivalry. Yeah, Roxanne last week on Monday Night Raw in a tag team match tapped out to Ava, and that's what made this match official. And Roxanne's not too thrilled defending her title against her arch rival. Well, you know what Roxanne Perez will be hoping for, right? Simone just came to Raw to torment Roxanne. She should have stayed on SmackDown. Roxanne was done with Simone. And I know deep down Roxanne is really hoping that in the draft, she hopes that either she or Simone get drafted over she's probably hoping either she or Simone get drafted over to SmackDown. Imagine what would happen if one of them got drafted to NXT. You do know getting sent to NXT could be an option, right? Well, I don't think Roxanne would care either way. Maybe she'd find it funny if that happened to Simone, but that is my best guess. But regardless, tonight, this long-standing rivalry between these two arch rivals comes to an end here tonight. And Ava with a nice arm drag. And Ava now lifting up Roxanne, and a Samoa drop. And a Samoa drop hooks the leg to win her first title, and Roxanne quickly kicking out at 1. man. Oh. You know, Simone is only doing this just to torment Roxanne at this point. She knows how much Roxanne can't stand her. And so she just wants to do everything in her power to torment Roxanne. Well, to be fair, Roxanne did lose last week in that tag team match to Simone. Look, that was just bad luck, alright? If it wasn't for Harley Cameron getting involved, Roxanne and Indy Hartwell probably would have actually won that match if it wasn't for Harley Cameron's intervention. Well, speaking of Harley Cameron, she and Indy Hartwell will meet face to face for the first time ever here tonight here on Raw. I saw something saying, what if Boo survived the Spirit Bomb? He would have destroyed the Z Fighters, blew up the Supreme Kai's planet, but Shin would have escaped and woke up Beerus and defeated Boo. Boo wouldn't regenerate from being erased. I remember seeing someone do a what if scenario about that, and someone just said that Goku and Vegeta would just use the fusion dance. I saw some people saying they'll just fuse into Gogeta. Probably. Which, funny enough, Kid Buu was never supposed to exist. According to some guy in a YouTube video, he claimed that Gogeta was supposed to be the original ending. Like, it was originally supposed to be Gogeta versus Buuhan, and Gogeta was supposed to do... Because you know how Gogeta does the Stardust Breaker on Janemba? He claims that the ending was supposed to be Gogeta does the Stardust Breaker on Buuhan, and that's how Piccolo and all of them get freed. So he claims Gogeta was supposed to be the original person to fight Buuhan, but because of the movie and Gogeta got put in the Fusion Reborn movie, they changed it to Vegito. I don't know if that's true, but that's what people claim. Oh, and there's the Rock Bottom. Well, I guess I should say the Simone Bottom to win the title. But Ava kicks out. Uh-oh. And here it comes. And there it is, the electrifying. And now Simone's got the electrifying. Locked in. Will Roxanne tap out? Will we have a new Netflix champion? Roxanne's is dealing with some serious back issues, and oh man, I'm amazed Roxanne was able to hold on from that. And Roxanne counters. Oh, into the DDT. And Roxanne counters into the DDT, the Prodigy DDT. And now kick to the midsection. Pop blocks to Ava. And Roxanne defeats Ava and retains the Netflix title. Eyes up until they all fall down. Eyes up tonight. Eyes up tonight. Here's your winner and still Netflix champion, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne finally putting down the woman who's been giving her hell for so long. Yeah, Roxanne can now finally breathe a sigh of relief and can finally put Simone, Ava, whatever you want to call her, in the rearview mirror. A big successful title defense for the Prodigy here tonight. Hey Cody. Hey Randy. What's troubling you? You know, I don't get why Alistair just continues to come after me, man. You know, I thought I was ready to move on from him. I was ready to move on from him and focus on bigger and better things. And that is, once again, claiming back the WWE Championship. I know. And don't get me wrong, and I'm telling you, I want to regain that championship myself. I want that title back as much as you do. But tonight, the two of us, we have a chance to end the season as tag team champions. Legacy, reforming like this, becoming tag champs. It only sounds like a dream come true. Well, we gotta win first. You know, you want to be WWE champion, I want to be WWE champion, and that's why I am entering the men's Royal Rumble match. And so will I. And so will I. Hey boys, Kenny, Shin, I hear we got a big title match coming up. Randy, Cody, I've got all the respect in the world for the two of you, but I'm letting you know, you two want to enter the men's Royal Rumble match and get a shot at being the world champ again? Well, you bet your ass the cleaner, the best belt machine, will also be entering the men's Royal Rumble match. And the king of strong style will join you too. Well, boys, we'll see you out there. Let's put on a show for the people. It's what we plan to do. Kenny and Shin out. Bang! Bang! Wow, that is massive. That is huge. The men's Royal Rumble is starting to heat up. Happy birthday, AJ Lee. Yep, she's now 39 years old. She's getting old. The following tag team contest is for the tag team championships. Making his way to the ring from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 290 pounds, Randy Orton. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's drying, I feel tension rising, I hear voices in my head. They come to me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me, they tell me things that I will do, they show me things I do to you, they talk to me, they talk to me. Randy is now a heel. Well, the crowd aren't going to boo him. Wow, listen to this reaction from the WWE Universe. The singing is loud and it's strong here tonight. Well, we are here live in St. Louis, the hometown of the Viper. Well, no wonder the reaction was so loud. And here comes his tag team partner, his longtime pal from his days in Legacy. It's here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Wow! And his tag team partner. From Marietta, Georgia, and Atlanta, Georgia, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. You know, Corey, what if we lose Randy Orton in the draft? Don't talk like that, Bateman. You should know that by now, Bateman. You should not be hoping that we lose some of our biggest stars. Well, it could happen. Well, I'm only saying that as a possibility. We know it could happen. The draft is coming up. It'll be kicking off season 13. We could lose the American Nightmare. We could lose Cody Rhodes. We could even lose the OTC. And I'm confident that our general manager will make sure we don't lose any of those guys. No making up stories, yeah. I hope we get Emily Bell so we can see the look on Wade's face. Oh, she's someone I think Monday Night Raw would absolutely fit. I mean, she'd fit well on Raw. She's got red hair. And their opponents, they are the WWE Tag Team Champions, Shinsuke Nakamura and Kenny Omega, Strong Style Omega. They go by the name of Strong Style Omega. They won the tag team titles from the Vision. And I'll tell you this much, Omega and Shinsuke have been tremendous tag team champions. Remember, William Regal was the one that announced this match early when he kicked off the program, but he got interrupted by Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre demanded a 5th title match to be demanded, and that was him against Ethan Page, but instead he's going to get Penta tonight because Penta sprung off the ropes and attacked Drew McIntyre. Tag team titles on the line. Tag team titles on the line. Randy Orton. Oh. Starting things off here with Shinsuke Nakamura. This is a huge. This is quite possibly the biggest tag team match you could. This is probably the biggest match you could probably ask for when it comes to tag team wrestling. Well, we know Cody Rhodes has got Aleister Black looming in the back of his head because he thought at Survivor Series he was done with Aleister. But Aleister made his return last week on Raw, costing him a chance to get a title shot against Ethan Page. Cody won the match by DQ, but Aleister would attack Cody and tell him that his business with him is not over until he says it is. And now Omega. Man, Omega and Cody Rhodes have a long history together, Graves. Absolutely they do. They have big history together from their days in New Japan. And also in that other company. And now Cody Rhodes. They were both EVPs at that joint. Yeah, they were. And now Omega rolling out of the ring. All 4 of these guys, fan favorites. The crowd absolutely love all 4. Look at Cody diving through the ropes. The best belt machine. Gets dropped. Getting dropped. And now Rhodes in full control. Rhodes in full control, and now Omega. And now Omega with a roll up and a kick out. BC really hates wrestlers losing by a roll up. I mean, I don't mind it as long as it's done correctly, but he really hates it. In a way, I get it. Like you've got a finishing move, you should be winning with your finishing move. Like, I understand where he's coming from and everything, but yeah, he cannot stand seeing wrestlers just win with roll-ups. And apparently Toni Storm is now taking time off from AEW because she was attacked, probably by Ronda. And now there's stories saying she's taking an extended break. I'm guessing she must be getting burnt out from wrestling, maybe. Do you fear he will rant if Rhea wins at Mania? Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will rant if Rhea wins. I told my brother that Rhea will be facing Jade. Did he say much about Ronda and AEW? Yeah, he did. He said he didn't like it. He said he does support Ronda, means he is a fan of her, but he says that she doesn't belong in pro wrestling. So yeah, he did. So yeah, he wasn't a fan of it as much as everybody else wasn't a fan of it. Which I'm grateful for, because I was going to say if he starts liking it, I'm not going to be a fan. And now Randy Orton being beaten down. And now Randy Orton being beaten down here by the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. She doesn't belong, and neither does Logan. Yep, Logan doesn't belong in wrestling either. Shinsuke makes the tag, and here comes Kenny Omega. Randy Orton being picked apart here by the tag team champions. And oh man, nice move, and that could be it. Randy Orton in trouble, and Randy kicks out at 2. Well, Cody's getting a little bit concerned for the Viper. And look at the power. Oh, look at this. What on earth? Look at this. What are you going to be kidding me? What a counter. Into the one-winged angel. Oh, man, that was creative. That was a creative what? That was creative. That was a creative way to do the one-winged angel. Oh, Randy Bailey needs to make the tag. Alright, see ya. Oh, man, Kinshasa. And Cody runs right into the Kinshasa. And Rhodes kicks out at 2. This is awesome. This is awesome. And a crossroads. And now a crossroads to Nakamura to win the tag gold. And Nakamura kicks out. And the WWE Universe saying exactly what a lot of us are feeling. This is indeed awesome. This is exactly this is exactly what we expected. From 4 of the top names here on Monday Night Raw, we're witnessing a banger here tonight, and Nakamura with the vintage Nakamura knee to Cody Rhodes, hooks the leg, and Randy breaks up the count. And Randy breaks up the count, and Randy now getting flung around the ropes. And now Rhodes. And now Rhodes and Nakamura trading blows. And look at all the blows being thrown. Hooks the leg on Nakamura and a kick out again. This is exactly the kind of match you'd expect out of four of the biggest names who just declared themselves for the Royal Rumble. Cody Carter! Yeah, all four of these guys just declared for the Royal Rumble, and Omega saving his partner. And Omega saving his partner from certain destruction. And now Randy Orton. Oh, here we go. And now Randy Orton is looking for vintage Orton. Well, Randy was looking for the vintage Orton DDT. But Nakamura had it well scouted. And Nakamura knew exactly what Randy was planning. Oh, and a knee right to the gut. And look out, oh man, and Cody, what the heck was Cody Rhodes thinking? Not entirely sure, but he gets taken out. But Cody Rhodes gets taken out for his efforts. I'm looking for the Kinshasa. Oh, and he hits it. Hits the Kinshasa on Rhodes. I don't know if that was smart. Oh, look at this. And now. And there's the draping DDT. And that right there is vintage Orton. And that right there is vintage Orton. And now Randy. RKO! And there's the RKO. That's going to do it. To win the tag team gold. Nakamura kicks out again. Wow, what a match. Fight forever. Fight forever. What a match. What a match we're witnessing here. And now Nakamura rolling up Randy to retain the gold. But Randy counters out of it. My God, this is it. My God, what a joyful match. What a joyful match this has turned out to be. And, oh, and a knee right to the back of the neck. Nakamura really needs to make a tag. Absolutely. And I think that's exactly the plan. Tag made. Here comes Omega. What does the tag team do have in mind? A double backstabber. And now Omega heading up to the top rope. The best belt machine with a moonsault. The best belt machine with a moonsault. Takes out Orton. That could be it. Oh. And now Omega. And now Omega starting to feel it. And now Omega with a springboard drop kick. The momentum has now shifted. The momentum has now shifted. And now Rhodes and Nakamura going at it on the outside. And now Cody Rhodes and Nakamura brawling on the outside. And now Cody Rhodes has got Nakamura in a crossroads position. And oh, Black Mass! Wait a minute! Aleister Black, where the hell did he come from? Aleister Black just took out Rhodes. Oh, V-trigger! And Omega with a V-trigger. And now Omega looking to take advantage of the vulnerable Randy Orton. He just got V-triggered into oblivion. And now Nakamura dealing with Rhodes. And now Omega. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. I was looking for a massive suplex. And now Omega. Uh-oh. And Omega with a running powerbomb, and that could be it for Orton. But the fight continues. But the fighting continues. The battle rages on. The battle is raging on. And now Omega. Oh, with a V-trigger. And Omega with a V-trigger on Orton. And the champs have retained. Nakamura just cost Orton and Rhodes the match. Here are your winners and still WWE Tag Team Champions, Kenny Omega and Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, Omega and Nakamura do not seem too thrilled about Aleister Black's intervention. Well, regardless, Omega took advantage, hit the V trigger on Orton to score the win. And now Aleister Black, clearly not done with Cody Rhodes, as now, wait a minute, there's Zelina. And now Zelina, wait a minute, Zelina's handcuffing him. Zelina has now handcuffed Cody Rhodes. What the hell are you? And now Rhodes is trapped. He's been handcuffed. And now Randy is helpless. Randy is defenseless. What is Aleister Black doing now? And a Black Master Orton! And Cody Rhodes is helpless. He can't do anything about it. Where's the old Randy? You think he cares about you? Time to bring out the old Randy. And I'll see you at the Rumble, Rhodes. Look at this. Aleister Black clearly, no man is ever truly good. Aleister Black continuing to share his path of destruction on Cody Rhodes and making his life miserable. Well, Zelina Vega cuffed Rhodes, and Rhodes finally getting free from the cuffs. Aleister Black continuing to play mind games with the American Nightmare. Well, let's take you back to last week on Monday Night Raw. Harley Cameron performed a very nice song about Indy Hartwell, and Indy did not take that song too kindly. And then her friend Jordan Grace would attack Harley Cameron. Yeah, Indy was not finding the song that Harley was singing amusing. And then and then we talked about it earlier with Roxanne and Ava. Later, Harley would come back for revenge on Indy and Jordan Grace. Oh, with a guitar shot to the back of Jordan Grace. And also would take out Indy Hartwell. And Harley and Indy collide tonight here on Raw for the first time ever. My heart won't quit. The following contest is set for one fall, making her way to the ring from Melbourne, Australia, Indy Hartwell. And here comes Indy Hartwell alongside her personal protector and bodyguard Jordan Grace. Yeah, Jordan Grace, the big tough powerhouse. Indy Hartwell calls her team with Jordan Grace the impressive juggernauts, but Indy Hartwell set for singles action against a woman who's made quite the impact since signing to WWE, Harley Cameron. And it's next. Feel the wrath! It's Harley, who's spinning right now. They'll take you all over the edge. And her opponent, being accompanied by Billy Kay. Feel the wrath of Harley Cameron! Well, Harley Cameron has formed a friendship with Billy Kay. Well, Harley did perform her theme song, The Inspiration. And Indy Hartwell doesn't look too thrilled seeing Billy Kay out here. Harley Cameron. Feel the wrath of Harley Cameron here tonight. Can you believe that the first 2 singles matches of Harley Cameron's career have been against 2 former world champions? Her first singles match was against Asuka, and that ended in a humiliating defeat for Asuka because of Jamie Hayter. Yeah, and now Harley Cameron has been poking fun of Indy Hartwell, calling her an insecure crybaby. All because Indy Hartwell is A, no longer the chosen one, and B, that the fans no longer like Indy. Well, I don't think Indy Hartwell could care less about what the fans think of her. Shut up! Indy Hartwell now in control here in the early goings here against Harley. And now Indy Hartwell dropping elbows. And now Indy dropping elbows down on Harley. And now look at this. And now a headlock submission on Harley. Huh? Think it's funny now? And Indy Hartwell in firm control right now. Indy Hartwell in firm control of Harley Cameron. And now turns her over into a Boston Crab. Indy Hartwell in firm control of Harley Cameron right now. Well, this is exactly what you'd expect from Indy Hartwell. She's always dominant. Oh, wait a minute! Oh, look at this! Was that Harley was trying to put her hand down Indy Hartwell's throat. That is Harley Cameron's new finishing maneuver. That was Harley's new finisher, but Indy Hartwell was able to avoid it. Yeah, Harley almost put a disgusting hand down her throat. And now Harley making the comeback. And now Harley starting to make the comeback. There's the clothesline, and there's another clothesline, and here comes Harley Cameron. Come on! Indy starting to feel the wrath. This is now starting to feel the wrath of Harley Cameron. And now Harley with a kick to the gut. Harley Cameron, Aussie Destroyer to Indy. Aussie Destroyer to Indy, wait a minute. Oh no, not that. And there's the puppet. There's Mini Harley, and there's Mini Harley. And that's Mini Harley. Oh no, watch out, Indy. And now look at Jordan Grace getting on the apron, trying to take the damn Muppet away from her, trying to take her damn puppet away. And now Billy Kay. And Billy Kay pulls Jordan Grace down. And there's the big boot. And now Harley. And now Harley has Mini Harley. Wait a minute, Indy from behind. Looking for the it hurts, don't it? Harley counters. Muppet in hand. No! Muppet in hand. And there it is. The submission. And there it is. And it's over. And look at Indy. Indy's tapped. Indy taps. Indy feels the wrath of Harley. I'll take you over the edge. The mandible claw, or as she calls it, the hull of a claw. Harley Cameron has submitted Indy Hartwell. Here is your winner by submission, Harley Cameron. Harley Cameron has just defeated Indy Hartwell. The mini Harley puppet down the throat of Indy. Indy had nowhere to go, no protector. And she taps out. Indy Hartwell just tapped out to a puppet being gutted down her throat. Ugh. What an absolute humiliating for the former women's world champion. My guest at this time, the man, Becky Lynch. Becky, coming up next, you're about to go one-on-one with Fallon Henley, the cowgirl. How are you feeling heading into this match? How confident are you? Well, this is my first match since the Survivor Series, and the man has come around to St. Louis. You know, I haven't been myself over these last several weeks. And I'm man enough to admit that. I have not been myself as of late. But now, I'm motivated. I am rejuvenated. I am ready to be the man that everyone has always known for. Always ready for a fight. 3 straight weeks of just me being depressed, sad and angry. I've moved on. I'm moving on. But what about the vision? We saw you coming out of Seth's locker room. You got anything to say about that? Jackie, I respect you. But that's none of your business. I'm going to go compete. Wow. As soon as Becky Lynch was pressed on the vision, well, there you see Fallon Henley in the ring, ready for action against... the man has come around! Well, Fallon Henley's in the ring, ready for action. And here comes the man having her first match since the Survivor Series. The following contest is set for one fall, making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, the man, Becky Lynch. This is Becky's first match since the Survivor Series. Yeah, 3 weeks of pondering and asking questions is now finally over. The man is back, and she's better than ever, and now she's ready to kick some butt. Yeah, but you notice that the moment that she was pressed on the situation that happened last week, where she was seen coming out of the Vision's locker room, she just said, "Hey, that's none of your business." Well, to be fair, that really isn't Jackie Redmond's business. Becky Lynch has obviously got her reasons. She probably just wanted to speak to her husband. Well, we know Charlotte Flair has been trying to make Becky feel better, being the close friend. But Becky Lynch believes that Charlotte is just trying to use Becky as a replacement for what happened between her and Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Well, I mean, Becky's got every right to think that. Oh, now Becky Lynch goes one-on-one with Fallon Henley, a former North American and television champion. You cannot forget, and you cannot ignore that she's a former Women's World Tag Team Champion as a part of the Fatal Attraction. Oh, yeah, Fallon has had quite a bit of success. And now Becky has Fallon by the back, and now Fallon switches. Let's go, Becky. Let's go, Becky. And now Becky Lynch has a headlock. And look at this. Oh, and a knee right to the back. And a knee right to the back of the head. And now Becky Lynch in control of Fallon Henley right now. And Becky Lynch now in control. And there's the Bexploder suplex. And there's the Bexploder suplex. And wait a minute. There's the Vision. There's Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Nathan Fraser, and Patricia Ryan. They're standing on the stage. They are standing on the stage as Becky Lynch is focusing on Fallon Henley. And Becky Lynch getting distracted by the Vision. And that allowed Fallon Henley to gain the advantage. Well, Seth Rollins and his crew are just standing on the stage watching Becky Lynch. Well, again, this shouldn't surprise you because Becky did come out of Seth's locker room last week. You think maybe Seth is just watching his wife? Well, I think that's probably what he wants to do, yes. And now Becky's starting to build momentum. And now the momentum. And now Becky building momentum. Grabs the arm. And there's the disarmer on Henley. Disarmer on Henley. Disarmer on the former North American and TV champion. Fallon Henley now in deep trouble as she gets free. And look at this. Oh, and Fallon delivering a manhandle slam to Becky Lynch. Fallon Henley just dropping Becky Lynch with her own move. Oh, that's one way to play mind games. Well, that's one way to play mind games with your opponent. Just use your opponent's move against you. And now Becky Lynch firing back against Henley as the Vision continue to watch on the stage. Becky Lynch has got to be conflicted about the Vision continuing to make her life hell. And Becky made it clear she wanted to move on from all this Vision stuff. She wanted to move on and just until she was pressed on last week. And there's a molly go round on Henley. Becky Lynch to score the win, and Henley managing to kick out at 2. And now Becky Lynch grabbing Henley for the manhandle slam. Oh, wait a minute, and now Henley gets out of it. Rolls up Lynch. Oh, very close. And now Henley sending Becky into the corner. What does Fallon Henley have planned here? And now Becky Lynch in trouble. Fallon Henley on the second rope. And Fallon with a blockbuster. And Fallon Henley with a blockbuster takes down Lynch. And now Henley with the Shining Wizard. Henley with the Shining Wizard. Lynch is down. And Fallon Henley, wow, Fallon Henley just beat the man. Wow, that's a huge win. Fallon Henley with the yeehaw, yeah, I think that's what she calls that. The Shining Wizard and Fallon Henley just pulled off a huge upset. Here is your winner, Fallon Henley. Seth Rollins seemingly shaking his head in disbelief. Becky Lynch is stunned. Becky Lynch just got stunned by Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley picking up a huge win. And Becky Lynch rolling out of the ring. Oh! Oh, and Becky Lynch now. Becky Lynch just throwing stuff. Becky seems to be frustrated over the loss. Becky Lynch seemingly very much frustrated over the loss. Here comes Seth Rollins. Do you embrace the vision? I need to know by Saturday, okay? Make the right choice. Well, Seth Rollins clearly comforting his wife, and you heard what Seth said. Remember that offer that he gave Becky Lynch a few weeks ago to join the Vision. The question is, Becky has until this Saturday to decide on Seth's offer. And she's only got 6 more days to give Seth his answer. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I gotcha. Oh, hang on. I gotta go. And Vanessa. Hey, Riggs. Hey, Will. Nice of you two to be here. Nice of you two to come. Look, I know the two of you haven't been given a lot of airtime since you brought over to Raw. I know, it's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Look, we're just patient. We're patient, okay? And we will wait for our opportunity. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm here. I plan to give the two of you an opportunity. When's our opportunity coming? Taylor, Emma. Well, I'm glad to see the two of you as well, because I know the two of you have been lacking in opportunities lately. Both of you have been lacking in opportunities. Yes, we have. And unlike Ann and Taylor, unlike Ann and Vanessa, me and Ems are not waiting any longer. We want an opportunity at Rhea and Io for their titles. Girl, chill. I understand you haven't been on TV for a while, but just take a chill pill. No, we're not gonna take a chill pill. All right, girl. All right. I understand you're both fiery, but I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I've already decided that the tag team champions will be defending their titles in a triple threat. But I'll tell you what. I'll talk things out with Daniel Bryan, and I'll see if he can book a match between the two of you on the first Raw of season 13. How does that sound? Sounds great. I like that. About time we get something. Right, Ems? Yeah. It's been a long... We're tired of waiting. We'll see the two of you in the ring. And you too, Vanny. Let's go. Jeez, what rattled their bones? I guess being off TV too long has really affected them. But anyway, thanks for this opportunity, Riggs. Hey, no problem. And here comes Penta. Yeah, we saw him at the start of the show attack Drew McIntyre. The following contest is set for one fall, making his way to the ring, Penta. And we saw Penta. We've been noticing that Penta has been going on a bit of a singles run over these last several weeks. Yeah, he and his tag team partner Ray Phoenix, part of a tag team, but he and his brother Ray Phoenix are a part of a tag team. But we've been noticing Penta's been focusing more on singles than wanting to reclaim the tag team titles. But tonight Penta goes one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. This isn't the match that Drew wanted. He wanted to wrestle Ethan Page for the WWE title. Where is Drew McIntyre? And Drew McIntyre from behind just jumped Penta. Look at that. Drew McIntyre from behind just jumped Penta. Drew's music played, and then he just jumped Penta from behind. Well, Drew McIntyre, we got to remember what happened last week when Eric Bischoff was the interim general manager. He reinstated Drew McIntyre. He reinstated him after Teddy Long fired him the week prior. And then Eric Bischoff gave Drew McIntyre an ironclad contract. A contract that gives him better treatment. Oh, yeah, and Drew McIntyre tried to take full advantage of his new contract by demanding a WWE title match tonight. But William Regal declined. But that is not the better treatment that Drew McIntyre was given on his contract. And now Drew McIntyre now has Penta in a bad way after being jumped from behind. Oh, and Penta. And now Penta all fired up. And now Penta starting to fire up a little bit. And this is where Penta can get very, very dangerous. Oh, look at this. And now Drew McIntyre trying to keep his advantage. But Penta is now making the comeback. This is not what Drew McIntyre had in mind. Oh, no! Stopped the super kick, but he got caught with an enziguri instead. Oh, and a leg drop. Shades of Hulk Hogan. Whisper in the wind. Whisper, and now a whisper in the wind, and now McIntyre in dire straits. Penta driver on McIntyre. Oh, and McIntyre kicks out. Oh man, I thought things were about to go south for Drew. That would have been horrible after he was given that brand new contract that guaranteed him better treatment. And remember the new contract that he was given was given to him by Eric Bischoff, and it said that it says that he has to be given better treatment. Oh, look at this. Oh, and Penta sending McIntyre. And now Penta flies! And Penta flies and takes out McIntyre. And oh my goodness! And a destroyer on the floor. Drew McIntyre just got dropped with a destroyer. And McIntyre reversing And McIntyre reverses, and McIntyre turns Penta's offense into a clothesline. And now McIntyre, kick to the gut, future shock DDT, and there's the future shock DDT. McIntyre has now turned the tides. Oh man! Claymore! And there's the Claymore kick by McIntyre. And McIntyre beats Penta. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Here is your winner, Drew McIntyre. Well, the better treatment is definitely not off to a good start, but he did win here tonight. Drew McIntyre beating Penta after what transpired at the start of the show. Penta putting away Penta. Drew putting away Penta. William Regal, you have already broken my new contract that states that I deserve better treatment. But I'm here to let you know something. And everybody here tonight, I'm officially declaring for the men's Royal Rumble match. And I am going to win it. I'm going to eliminate every man who dares to stand in my way. 'Cause one way or another, I am getting my shot at the WWE Championship. Oh, wait a sec, Penta. Oh, wait a minute, Penta's getting back to his feet. And now look at this, and now Drew McIntyre looking for another Claymore kick, and oh, hey! And Ray Phoenix! And Ray Phoenix with a springboard drop kick. McIntyre was going to Claymore kick his brother Penta. But Ray Phoenix, from out of nowhere, saving his brother, and McIntyre retreating. How dare you! Come on! Come on! Well, Ray Phoenix saving his brother Penta from possibly an even worse beating at the hands of McIntyre. And McIntyre was looking to use Penta as an example of what he was going to do at the Royal Rumble. But I'll tell you this much, the Royal Rumble season is really heating up. A Royal Rumble season has officially heated up. Is officially heating up. But ladies and gentlemen, next week, tonight is the final Raw, but let's show you what's going to be happening on the first Raw of season 13. Yeah, Monday Night Raw's first, the first Monday Night Raw of season 13. William Regal made this match official after Io Sky defeated Nikki Bella. It is a triple threat match. It is Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defending their Women's World Tag Team titles against Isabel and Blake Monroe and the Bella Twins in triple threat tag team action. That is gonna be huge. That is gonna be huge. A massive match. And also next week, it's the draft! It's the WWE draft, where the general managers of Raw and SmackDown will be drafting superstars to their brand. And we can confirm that Daniel Bryan will indeed be there next week on the first Raw of season 13. Yeah, Daniel Bryan says he's not going to miss it. He says he's not going to miss it. But guess what else will be happening next week? It'll be on the first Raw of season 13. It is the return of the CEO, Patrick Ballantine. He will be here on the first Raw of Season 13. We have not seen or heard of Patrick since the incident in NXT where he was ran down by Mutiny. When Mutiny committed an absolute murder attempt on Patrick by throwing him into a car and ramming him into a production truck. We'll be hearing from Patrick, and he'll be addressing the situation on the first Raw of Season 13. Man, what a show this has been so far. But also next week we can confirm another match is official for next week. Cody Rhodes and Aleister Black will, on the first Raw of Season 13, will look to finally end their war once and for all. No disqualifications, no countouts, no holds barred. It'll be contested inside the Satan structure, Hell in a Cell. Aleister and Cody will settle their rivalry once and for all inside the devilish structure known as Hell in a Cell on the first Raw of Season 13. It is very rare to see a Hell in a Cell match happening on a Raw episode, but this is going to be a war. Far and the wide, a light years away, cause of the shadows control my name, and it's time for our main event here on the final Raw of Season 12. The following contest is the Survivor Series rematch, and it is for the Women's World Championship. Introducing first, representing the Empress Empire, the Empress Asuka. Asuka was furious over losing the Women's World Championship to Jamie Hayter, and the interim GM last week, Eric Bischoff, gave Asuka her rematch for the championship here tonight on the final Raw of Season 12. Well, Asuka has a chance to regain the title that she felt she was wrongfully robbed of. Well, Asuka has a chance to become a 3-time Women's World Champion here tonight. And listen to, and my goodness, St. Louis are on their feet for the Women's World Champion. And her opponent, she is the Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter. This is Jamie Hayter's first title defense since winning the Women's World Championship. Well, Jamie Hayter said that she will be ready for any and all challenges, even if it was the woman that she just beat at Survivor Series a month ago. Every time Asuka and Jamie have stepped in the ring together, it has been a classic and a banger every single time. Well, tonight, these two settle their rivalry once and for all. William Regal made it clear that this will be Asuka's last chance at the championship. If she loses, then Asuka has to go at the back of the line. Yeah, tonight this rivalry between these two, it gets settled here in the final Raw of Season 12. And here we go. And Asuka and Jamie Hayter wasting no time, going right after each other. As soon as the bell rang, they both charged towards each other like raging bulls. Asuka is obsessed with the Women's World Championship. She's obsessed with wanting to regain that championship. Well, Jamie Hayter asked the question, would Asuka still be considered an empress if she is no longer the champion? Would the people that she has in her group still worship her even if she isn't a champion? Well, I think the answer is undeniably yes, because Sakai and all of them are still loyal to Asuka even after losing her championship. Yeah, but Asuka has taken her aggression out on them. She has definitely taken her aggression out on them over the last several weeks due to not being the champion anymore. She has definitely taken her frustrations out on her empire. Oh, and a spine buster by Hayter. And now Jamie in control of the Empress. This is our final match of the season. Be sure to tune in for the end of the year awards main roster. NXT had their end of the year awards. Yeah, absolutely. And Jamie Hayter taking it to the skies. Yeah, NXT had their end of the season awards last week. And now Asuka with and a German suplex. And Jamie Hayter's head just bounces off the concrete. Oh, and Jamie gets rammed into the steps. And Jamie Hayter just got rammed into the steps. And now Asuka has taken advantage of the situation. And now the Empress has now turned the tide of this match. Oh, into the steps again. Shut up! And look at this. Asuka continuing to break up the referee's count. Yeah, not giving Jessica Carr any. Oh, look at this! And Asuka just threw Jamie Hayter right into the crowd. And Jamie Hayter gets back inside the ring, and Asuka clotheslining Hayter right back outside. Jamie Hayter's got to be wondering. Jamie Hayter's now really contemplating what to do next. Yeah, because Asuka has now taken control of this contest. Jamie Hayter. And now Asuka. Oh, look at this. Oh, look out. Oh, went for the Haterade. Went for the Haterade. And oh, look out. Oh, and Jessica Carr. And Jessica Carr got flattened. Oh, and Asuka! And Asuka firing the mist! And Asuka firing, and Asuka just fired her mist right in the face of Hayter. The blue mist right in the face of Jamie Hayter. And Jessica Carr recovering from being knocked over. Jamie Hayter's kind of blind. She can't really see, but she's able to roll up Asuka. Oh! And she was able to roll up Asuka. And now look at this. And now Asuka. Oh man! Jamie Hayter attempting the Haterade again, but Asuka blocks it again. Asuka blocking that and blocking the devastating clothesline that ended up costing her women's champion, that ended up losing her championship. And now back outside again, these two gladiators take their fight. And now Asuka. And now Asuka sees her opportunity. Boom! Empress Impact. And there's the Empress Impact on Hayter to win back the Women's World Championship. And Hayter kicks out at 2. And now Asuka getting frustrated. You can see the frustration starting to show. With the Empress kick, and there's the Empress kick, takes down Hayter. Will that be enough to regain her title? And Hayter kicks out again, and Asuka is getting frustrated. And now you can see the frustration starting to settle in on the challenger for the Women's World title. And now look at this, now an armbar, trying to force Jamie Hayter to submit, and now an armbar locked in real good. And Jamie Hayter fighting out of the pain, fighting out of the submission. And now Jamie Hayter starting to mount a comeback. DDT. And now Jamie Hayter starting to feel it. And now the momentum is starting to turn. Jamie Hayter now has the Empress Brainbuster. And now the Empress is in trouble. Jamie Hayter has turned the tide. Will this be enough? Oh, and a kick out again. And Asuka kicking out at 2. And now Jamie Hayter. And now Jamie Hayter again. And Jamie Hayter again was looking for the clothesline. The Hayter raid, but Asuka ducks it. Asuka lock, the Warship lock, the Warship lock, and that's gonna be it. The Warship lock. The Warship lock is locked in. Is Jamie Hayter going to tap out? Will Jamie Hayter tap out? And will Asuka regain her prized possession? Will Asuka regain her championship? Jamie Hayter fighting hard. Jamie Hayter fighting with all she's got. Jamie Hayter fighting hard. Fighting to resist. Fighting to survive. Fighting to resist. Will this be it for Jamie Hayter's title reign? Tap! Tap! Baka! And look at this, Jamie Hayter showing no signs of giving up. Yeah, showing no signs of look at this, Jamie Hayter showing no signs of giving up and is able to escape the submission. How in the hell did Jamie Hayter survive that? She was in the Asuka lock for a very long time. Yeah, she was in the Asuka lock for a very long time, but Jamie Hayter gets back to her feet. Top rope. Oh, and Asuka counters again. Asuka is all over Jamie Hayter. Cross arm breaker now, and now a cross arm breaker now. Asuka has been doing her homework. Yeah, you got to hand it to Asuka. She's definitely been doing her homework. She clearly has been doing her homework, studying as many Jamie Hayter tapes as possible. Man, oh man, what a battle this has been for the Women's World Championship. What does the Hayter raid? What does Jamie Hayter, our new world champion, gonna have to do? Well, Jamie Hayter's used to this kind of pressure. She's used to this kind of high-level pressure. She was the NXT Women's Champion for a whole year in NXT, so she's used to this kind of pressure. And a big slam. Asuka gets taken down. Jamie now trying to end it, but Asuka is showing no surcease and no surrender. Oh, look at this. And now Asuka looking to put an end to it. Oh, and there's the hip attack again. And there's the Empress Impact again on Hayter. And Hayter somehow kicks out again. My God, that was a long 2 count. Looking for the Empress Impact again. Oh, but gets caught into a spine buster. Jamie Hayter catches her into a spine buster. Now what? Oh no. Now what? Now what is Hayter planning? Uh-oh. And now Hayter has Asuka on the top rope. Oh, and drops her. A draping cutter. Look out. Oh! And there's the haterade. There's the haterade. Oh, wait a minute. Hater lifting Asuka up. And delivers a second haterade. Back-to-back haterades. Jamie Hayter survives the Empress. Wow, what a war. Here is your winner, and still Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter. What a war we just witnessed between Jamie Hayter and Asuka. It's just like what you said. Every time these two teams meet, every time these two ladies meet, we see an instant classic, and we just saw another one here tonight. Asuka made one mistake. She went for the Empress Impact again, got caught, got German suplexed into the turnbuckle, and then Asuka would hit that draping cutter. Boom! She would hit that draping cutter, and that would give her the advantage to BAM! Hit the haterade. But one haterade was not enough. She delivered the first haterade, but then grabbed Asuka and boom! Gave her a second one. And Asuka was not kicking out. Ding, ding, ding. Man, oh man, what a battle. What a war. And what a title retention for Jamie Hayter here tonight. Oh, wait a minute. There's Alexa Bliss. Wait a minute. And Abigail DDT to Jamie. Alexa Bliss just dropped Jamie Hayter. And Alexa Bliss doing her goddess-like pose with the Women's World Championship. Alexa Bliss attacked Jamie Hayter, and Alexa Bliss is clearly telling Jamie Hayter, I want your championship. And Alexa Bliss raising the Women's World Championship and putting her boot on the chest of Jamie Hayter. What a way to end this Monday Night Raw. What a way to close out the final Raw of Season 12. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you for Season 12, for Season 13.